amid counter-terrorism talk. French President Emmanuel Macron pledges to strengthen support for Nigeria in tackling terrorism and other security challenges. Serap asks INEC chairman to account for alleged 55.9 billion naira meant for 2019 general election. On the foreign scene, Benin Republic foils coup attempt by members of the armed forces. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okbayamuni. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu has received a delegation from the United States Congress at his office in Abuja. The visit by the delegation comes as a follow-up to high-level security talks held in Washington last month. The delegation, led by senior members of the House, included Representative Mario Diaz-Balart, Norma Torres, Scott Franklin, Juan Ciscomani, and Riley Moore. Mr. Ribadu said Nigeria is ready to deepen cooperation with the U.S. in the areas of counter-terrorism cooperation, regional stability, and Nigeria-U.S. strategic security partnership. He expressed optimism that the engagement will deepen trust, collaboration, and shared commitment to peace and security. In the meantime, French President Emmanuel Macron has pledged to strengthen France's support for Nigeria in tackling terrorism and other security challenges. Following a discussion with President Bola Tinubu, in a tweet today, Mr. Macron said he had conveyed France's solidarity with Nigeria in the face of various security challenges, particularly the terrorist threat in the north. The French leader added that at President Tinubu's request, France would intensify its partnership with Nigerian authorities and provide additional support to populations affected by violence. Mr. Macron also called on other international partners to step up engagement, warning that no one can remain a spectator in addressing the threat posed by violent extremist groups. The French president is the first world leader to speak on Nigeria's security situation weeks after U.S. President Donald Trump redesignated the country as a country of particular concern over alleged persecution of Christians. Chief of Air Staff Sunday Aneke has visited the Nigerian Air Force Alpha jet pilots who safely ejected from their aircraft following an in-flight emergency at NAF base, Kainji. The jet crashed yesterday in a community in Bogu local government area of Niger State. In a post on Facebook, the Nigerian Air Force said the visit was aimed at commending the aircrew for their courage, professionalism, and sound judgment during the post-inspection functional check flight. The Air Force said the aircraft developed a fault shortly after takeoff, adding that the pilots maneuvered the jet away from population area before ejecting safely. The service said the pilots are undergoing routine medical evaluation and are in stable condition. The aircraft chief praised the pilots, saying the actions prevented loss of lives and damage to property. He directed immediate constitution of a board of inquiry to investigate the incident. Elsewhere, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAB, has asked the chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Josh Amukutan, to explain what happened to an alleged 55.9 billion naira meant for the procurement of smart card readers, ballot papers, result sheets, and other materials for the 2019 general elections. SERAB said the allegations were taken from the latest annual report released by the Auditor General of the Federation on September 9, 2025. In the letter signed by its Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, SERAB urged the INEC to release the names and details of the contractors involved in the transactions. The organization said the audit report revealed several grave violations of constitutional and international standards, urging the INEC chairman to refer the case to anti-corruption agencies to ensure the full recovery of proceeds of corruption. Calls have intensified for the promotion of democratic accountability and reforms that improve the transparency and credibility of Nigeria's electoral process. This comes as a civil society organization, MAP Development Initiative, hosted a Southwest Town Hall meeting on electoral reform. Here is the report.
Stakeholders gathered in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, for the Southwest Regional Youth Town Hall meeting on electoral reform priorities as the National Assembly plans to vote on a set of constitutional and electoral reforms. The town hall is hosted by the MAP Development Initiative, which is acting as the Southwest partner of the Youth Political Participation Electoral Reform Consortium, coordinated by Kimpact Development Initiative and supported by the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. The aim is to strengthen youth engagement in elections, promote democratic accountability, and advance reforms that improve the transparency and credibility of Nigeria's electoral process. For some of the participants, the country needs strong institutions, while citizens should be more alive to their responsibilities. They also called for accountability mechanisms to investigate and prosecute election-related crimes, tackling issues like vote buying, electoral violence, and political manipulation.
The larger percentage of that voters are youth constituency, which implies that it is very important for us to have advocacy around youth inclusion and participation in electoral reforms, and since we are doing this review of the constitution, there is need for us to look at the lacuna in terms of pre and post election violence, litigations.
First of all, our government, we need accountability for whatsoever thing we are doing. First, we need to gain your trust, that we are trusted, we are not just being used.
But the money they pay in their group, in their political party, and to the government is too much. The government will reduce the money. If they reduce the money, the youth will come out and vote.
Some others believe there is the need to close the trust deficit and ensure the promotion of justice and equity to increase youth involvement in the voting process.
Generally, what everybody can do is to encourage ourselves about our electoral system in Nigeria, even though many people might want to believe that vote doesn't count. Well, let me use this opportunity to tell us that vote counts. If vote doesn't count, politicians cannot be so daft to sell their houses and their exotic cars, luxurious houses, and use the money to buy votes on election day.
If we can actually adjust, starting from the grassroots, we can actually bring it back to the public, especially when it comes to doing all of these things, when government can actually be people-centered, listen to people, know what people actually want, there is justice and equity, and then there is transparency. If you can do that, it will sort of give hope back to the youth, and then the youth can actually take things from them.
We want to actually have dividends from democracy. It is not after they are in the office that we start holding them accountable.
Some of the reforms advanced by the conveners include the introduction of thresholds and deadlines for filing petitions, ensuring that post-election cases are resolved before swearing-in ceremonies. According to the team lead of MAP Development Initiative, Mayowa Deniran, there is also the need for independent appointments of electoral officials, calling for an amendment of sections 153 and 154 to establish a non-partisan INEC selection committee, removing discretionary powers in appointing national and state electoral commissioners. He also said the group would continue to mobilize young Nigerians to champion youth-led electoral reforms across all 36 states.
One of them is to have see possibility of having electoral offenses commission, and also to remove that presidential discretion in the amended Constitution 153 and 154, so that we can have a merit base, And what we are proposing is to have a selection committee that we can draw from reputable national institutions that can do that selection for INEC leadership. Another thing that we are pushing for is the pre- and post-election cases, so that before even the inauguration, can we have all these cases sorted out?
The town hall comes as the National Assembly had pledged to vote early on constitutional amendment bills, with electoral reforms as a key priority. Concluding the electoral reforms without delay is expected to give INEC enough time to implement changes well before the 2027 general election.
Moving on, operatives of the Homicide Section of the State Criminal Investigation Department, Delta State Police Command, have arrested a suspect in the killing of a retired judge of the State High Court, Justice Ifeoma Okogu. In a statement today, the police public relations officer for the command, SP Bright Adafe, disclosed that the suspect, Godwin Ngumi, was arrested on December 6, 2025. Adafe said the suspect was arrested in Anambra State and that the phone of the late judge was recovered from him. According to him, the suspect confessed that he invited his friend, one Naji Obalum, and another suspect, who is still at large, to the house where they allegedly carried out the attack. It was earlier reported that the retired judge and Asaba-born former judicial officer was found dead late Sunday, November 23, at her home. Findings showed that killers bound her legs and hands and ransacked the entire house in what appeared to be a violent, targeted attack. In Rivers State, the police command says its officers have arrested 3 suspected car thieves in the Ada George axis of Port Harcourt, the state capital. The command said the arrest followed the report of a stolen vehicle by policemen attached to the Federal Road Safety Corps, after which a special police team launched an investigation. In a statement, spokesperson for the command, Grace Iringekoko, said investigation yielded results as the command officers also recovered the stolen vehicle from the buyer, adding that efforts were ongoing to arrest others involved. SP Iringekoko said the operation followed a former complaint lodged by an officer attached to the Federal Road Safety Corps, Rivers State Sector Command, who presented the car particulars, including a sales agreement and proof of ownership. In another news, Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Abimbola Owade, has congratulated the Ooni of Ife, Obade Ogunwusi, on his 10th coronation anniversary, calling for unity among Yoruba traditional rulers. This comes months after tensions arose between both palaces over the conferment of the Okonomo of Yoruba land chieftaincy title. The episode saw a series of strongly worded statements exchanged before both monarchs later sheathed their swords, following interventions from concerned quarters. In a statement by its Director of Media and Publicity, Bodidro Jaye, the Alaafin said he joined the indigents of Oyo Kingdom, as well as governments and people of Oyo and Osun states, in celebrating the Ooni. Obawade commended the Ooni for his sense of commitment and resilience when ruling over his people, expressing confidence that his wisdom, warmth, and friendliness would continue to promote peace and civility in Ile-Ife. A total of 50 students have received certificates of completion and academic support packs following their graduation from the Teacher Empowerment Program put together by a non-governmental organization, High-Tech Vocational Charity. The ceremony, which was held at IVC Vocational Center in Ilesha, followed the conclusion of a comprehensive technology training by the students. Here is a report.
It was a historic and inspiring ceremony as High-Tech Vocational Charity, and in partnership with High-Tech Development Charities, held a graduation event for 50 students across 5 schools in Osun State who successfully completed the innovative Teacher Empowerment Program. The program equipped students with hands-on technology and vocational skills, including coding, digital literacy, phone repair, solar installation, and other competency-based trainings designed to empower young people through practical knowledge. In his remarks, the CEO of High-Tech Development Charities, Mr. Agbola Fayeshe, provided an in-depth analysis of the program, highlighting the structure, the various specialized arms, and the measurable successes recorded. He said one of the flagship components, the Tech Solar Geek program, produced 9 graduates and urged the government and relevant stakeholders to pay close attention to the program due to its far-reaching benefits. He commended the participating teachers for their dedication and sacrifices while appealing for financial support to sustain and scale the programs. In his address, the Commissioner for Education, Honorable Dipo Eluwale, who was represented by the Director of Basic Education, Mr. Mayowo Yetunji, applauded the impact and commitment of High-Tech Vocational Charity in advancing education across the state and revealed that the ministry is exploring partnerships with the organization to enhance learning outcomes.
There is a course we just started about 6 months ago, more than 6 months ago in Nigeria, Tech Solar Geek program. This is very outstanding, and I'm particularly imploring many of the directors here, people from government, to please pay attention to this program, the Tech Solar Geek program. What does it do? It's designed to prepare participants to be proficient in diagnosing, repairing computers, cell phones, to build and install solar generators.
It is a celebration of vision, celebration of resilience and transformation or transformative impact, not only on Ilesha City, but on Osun State. The ITEC school has consistently proven that when education is blended with technology, with creativity and community service, young people and educators alike can become powerful agents of change.
The event, which featured two guest speakers, Mr. Adebayo Adenipekun, senior partner at Afe Babalola & Co., spoke on digital entrepreneurship, navigating challenges, seizing opportunities, urging young people to take deliberate steps to participate in the digital economy despite infrastructural and financial constraints. The second guest speaker, Mr. Todd Sheet, an accomplished American entrepreneur, delivered a talk on what makes entrepreneurs different. He described entrepreneurs as self-motivated individuals who achieve their goals through collaboration and resilience.
E-commerce, digital marketing, software services, fintech solutions, content creation, and remote work opportunities have democratized access to global markets in ways that were unimaginable 2 decades ago.
Many people get up to go to work. They get up in the morning, they go to work at a job. An entrepreneur gets up in the morning to look for opportunities. That's a key difference. Again, it's all in how you think.
This graduation marks the pinnacle of a 2-year strategic initiative that began in 2024 when IDC donated 60 computers to create fully equipped computer laboratories in 3 schools. Building on that foundation, the 2025 Teacher Empowerment Program expanded into 5 schools, establishing a sustainable model for digital literacy education in Osun State.
Educational institutions are not enough to cater to educating people. The fast-changing landscape of employment and the need to build capacity. It is not just enough to say go to school. So we need vocational training, we need IT training to make sure that our kids have this capacity to compete. So this is very relevant. So we want people to know that this is happening here in Nigeria and in Osun State, and people can take advantage of this.
Them on if they don't have any skills when it comes to computer, we teach them from scratch, and also after teaching them, we finish the course with a scratch coding program. So
some of the graduating students shared testimonies about the life-changing impact of the training and expressed gratitude to the organization for the opportunity.
Well, I can describe the program as a place where you can get into a reservoir of knowledge, and I also learned a lot about coding, and it also introduced me into scratch coding, and I think this can be an inspiration for anyone who wants to aspire to the future.
I learned how I can design on PowerPoint, and I also learned about virtualization and many things.
I would like to thank them and may God bless them and tell them to continue.
It has really improved me on how to know much about computing, and it has helped a lot of students in our school, and it has exposed me to the world of technology. It has helped me to solve what is hard for me and difficult for me on computer.
A major highlight of the event was the donation of high-quality laptops to 5 dedicated teachers from Iloko Model College, Iloko, Methodist High School, Ilesha, Alphabet Group of Schools, Erioke, and Gulf International School, who guided students through the intensive technology training. Graduating students also received certificates of completion and academic support packs to help them continue learning using their mobile devices.
Still to come, NDLEA intercepts over 7.6 billion tramadol pills and more than 76,273 kilograms of cannabis in nationwide raid. We'll bring you more on this when we return. you.